Hello, bachcho. Hi, everyone. Hello, my kids. Good afternoon to everyone. So, how are you all doing? Hello. All my children, how are you all doing? Fine? Okay. So, we have joined back again for the next part of this chapter, right? We had, if you remember, Baba, in the previous sessions, we have already taken 2 sessions on this chapter, chemical coordination and integration, right? We've already spoken about 2 sessions, right? We've spoken about hypothalamus, we've spoken about pituitary gland, all right. We've spoken about our thyroid gland, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal glands, okay? So, at least half of the chapter we have already completed in the previous 2 sessions. In case some of my children, they have not attended this session, they have not seen the replays, all right, you have not seen those sessions, please see those videos, right? Okay, so why? Because this session is a continuation of those. Okay, and the ones, all my children, the ones who have already attended those sessions, you have already attended those sessions, seen those sessions. So now we are ready for the next part of this chapter. Okay, bacha, right? I hope everyone is there with us. All right. So we are, without wasting our time, let's jump back to our topic. Okay? If you remember, in the previous class, we had already spoken about adrenal glands. Okay, we have very nicely understood them, adrenal glands in detail. And now today, we are going to start with the other parts of the glands, right? We are left with pancreas. Okay, we are going to talk about testes. We are going to talk about ovaries. All right, we are going to talk about the other glands. Okay, other hormones which are released from glands like gastrointestinal tract. Okay, heart, kidney. Okay, so all these hormones today we are going to discuss. So every one of you, right, please open up your NCRTs, okay, stay all tuned with me because I am going to take this session, right, majorly from the NCRT lines only. So all the children who generally face a problem, right, they say, ma'am, we are not able to understand NCRT, okay, I'm not able to understand between the lines of the NCRT. So this session I have brought for you, right, and we are going to talk directly from the NCRT lines. I'll explain you each and every word and every topic and everything you'll understand. Cool, Baba? Right? Okay, understood? So you guys are there with me, every one of you. Put up a thumbs up, please. Put up a thumbs up, guys, so that I know that my children are there with me. Quickly, quickly. Okay, put up a thumbs up. Right? Put up a thumbs up and give me a hello, hi, so that I know that my children are there with me and they are listening and they are understanding everything. Okay, chalo, lovely. Today we are going to start about pancreas. Okay, we are going to discuss about pancreas. And pancreas, see the very first word that is written over here, it is a composite gland. Now, what is the meaning of a composite gland? Composite also word can be there. In some textbooks, you can also get this word called as heterocrine glands. Okay, you will also get this word called as heterocrine. So now what is the meaning of composite or what is the meaning of heterocrine? This means that these glands, they act both as exocrine also, they have an exocrine function also, as well as they have endocrine function also. So they function as an endocrine glands also as well as exocrine also. Now what is the meaning of exocrine? Exocrine glands means they give secretions, right? Any secretion apart from hormones. For example, you know, pancreas, they give digestive secretions. Pancreas, you know, they release out, right, bicarbonate ions. Okay, they release out alkaline fluids to neutralize the food, the chyme that is coming from the stomach. Okay, so exocrine function is, what is the exocrine function? The exocrine function is basically about the releasing of digestive enzymes, digestive secretions, which are helping in the digestion of the food, right? Here in this chapter, we are going to concentrate about the endocrine function. What is the meaning of endocrine? Endocrine function, okay, so the endocrine pancreas, they consist of aisles of Langerhans. Aisles of Langerhans are the structures present inside the pancreas. Okay, aisles of Langerhans are collection of cells which are present inside the pancreas, and these cells, okay, this collection of cells has certain cells which are going to release the hormones. Okay, so don't get confused. I'll just show you a picture, right? Generally, this is little difficult to imagine. So I'll just show you a picture. You can see over here. Look at this picture, Baba. So this, they have shown the pancreas. All right, they have shown both the parts over here. You can see this part represents the exocrine function. Exocrine means the function where they're going to release digestive enzymes. And this you can see, this collection of cells. This collection of cells you can see, Baba. This is the endocrine functioning. This is the endocrine part of pancreas. This is, these cells are called as aisles of Langerhans. Okay, these cells are called as what? These cells are called as the aisles of Langerhans. And there are around 1 to 2 million. So you can see over here, there are 1 to 2 million aisles of Langerhans in a normal pancreas. Okay, so these are NCERT lines only, but I will directly take you to NCERT only. Okay, this is our NCERT. So what they say, very important point, there are around 1 to 2 million aisles of Langerhans in the normal human pancreas. They represent only 1 to 2% of the entire pancreatic tissue. Okay, again, let's understand. Let's say this is the entire pancreas. Okay, so of the entire pancreas tissue, only 1 to 2% is the endocrine part. Okay, only 1 to 2% is the endocrine part. And in this endocrine part, what is present? In this endocrine part, there are around 1 to 2 million collection of cells called as 1 to 2 million aisles of Langerhans. Okay, 1 to 2 million aisles of Langerhans. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Yes, I hope this part is clear. These lines are clear. Generally, kids, they remain confused over here. So now, under aisles of Langerhans, okay, so what were aisles of Langerhans? We know they are collection of certain cells. In aisles of Langerhans, there are two main type of cells. There are 4 cells, right? 4 type of cells actually, but NCERT is referring to only 2. So we will understand that there are 2 main type of cells in the aisles of Langerhans. These are called as the alpha cells and the beta cells. Okay, bete? Right? One is the alpha cells. Okay, one is the alpha cells and the other is the beta cells. What are the alpha cells doing? What are the alpha cells doing? Alpha cells are releasing a hormone called as glucagon. Okay, very important to remember. And beta cells release a hormone called as insulin. Again, very important to remember. Okay, these 2 things are very important to remember. So, alpha cells and beta cells, alpha cells secrete a hormone called as glucagon, while the beta cells secrete a hormone called as insulin. I hope this part is sorted for everyone. Now, I'm going to talk about glucagon and then I'm going to talk about insulin. One more thing, glucagon and insulin, both of them, they have an antagonistic function, bache. Okay? Glucagon and insulin, both of them are having antagonistic function. We'll understand this thing. What is glucagon doing? Okay, now see, let's understand. This is glucagon. What is glucagon going to do? Glucagon, first of all, it is released from which cells? It is released from the alpha cells. Okay? And glucagon is going to increase the blood glucose level. So whenever the blood glucose level is less, okay, whenever our body's glucose level is less than the threshold value, whenever it is less, what is happening? Glucagon hormone is released. And it is going to do different things, okay, it is going to do different things due to which the amount of glucose, right, is going to increase in the blood. So we can say that what is glucose? We can say that glucose is a hyperglycemic. Okay, it is a hyperglycemic hormone. Very important to remember. Okay, what am I telling? That the increase in level of blood glucose has to be done by glucagon. How it is doing it? Okay, how it is doing it? Now let's understand. Glucagon is a peptide hormone, bete. Okay, it is a peptide hormone. It plays an important role in maintenance of the normal glucose, blood glucose levels. Right? What it is doing, it is going to, remember, it is going to increase the glucose level in blood, okay? It is going to increase the glucose level in the blood. How it is going to do that? It is going to act on the liver cells, okay? It is going to act on the liver cells, it is going to act on the hepatocytes. It is going to tell the liver cells ki chalo, start the breaking of glycogen. You remember excess amount of glucose in our body is stored as what? It is stored as glycogen. So, glucagon is going to go to the liver cells and it is going to tell ki chalo chalo start stimulating, okay, start the breakdown of glycogen. So stimulating the process of glycogenolysis. Glycogenolysis is breakdown of glycogen to produce glucose. So ultimately the blood glucose level is going to increase. Okay? So resulting in an increased blood sugar, that is hyperglycemic. In addition to this, right, the another process called as gluconeogenesis. What is gluconeogenesis? Gluconeogenesis is also a process where from non-carbohydrate sources, right, we are again producing glucose. From other non-carbohydrate sources like from various any type of a protein, okay, or any type of a lipid or any type of a fatty acid, from there when we are producing glucose again, that is called as gluconeogenesis, right? So both these functions, stimulating glycogenolysis, right, and stimulating the process of gluconeogenesis, both of these steps are going to help in the production of glucose in the blood. So that is the reason we will say that the blood will become hyperglycemic, right? Also, it is going to stop the cellular uptake of glucose. It is going to tell the cells, right, ki no, I will not give you glucose. Why? Because the glucose inside the blood is very less. The amount of glucose that should be present inside the blood is very less. So I will not give you any glucose. ठीक है? Clear हो गया? चलो. So glycogen reduces the cellular glucose uptake and the utilization. Thus, we can say that glycogen is a hyperglycemic hormone. I hope this part is clear to everyone, right? I hope this is clear to everyone how glycogen is acting as a hyperglycemic hormone. If it is clear, just put up a like quickly. Jaldi. If it is clear, just put up a like or put up a comment, bacha, so that I know that yes, you have understood. Okay. Gluconeogenesis, Kampa, is a process by which from any non-carbohydrate source, we are able to produce glucose. Okay? From any non-carbohydrate source, like it can be a fatty acid, it can be some lipid, okay, or some proteinaceous substance. From there, when you are able to when you are able to produce glucose, that is called as gluconeogenesis. Okay? Kampa, Aruna, clear, Baba? Yes. All right. Lovely. Chalo. Bahut badhiya. Now let's move ahead. Okay. Now let's see what is happening. What is happening to? Sorry. What is done by insulin? What insulin is going to do? Insulin is going to do the opposite of glucagon. What was glucagon doing? Glucagon was increasing the blood glucose level. What is insulin going to do? Insulin is going to decrease the blood glucose level. Okay, what is insulin going to do? Now see, insulin is going to decrease the blood glucose level. So see, insulin again, it is a peptide hormone, okay, which plays a role in the regulation of glucose homeostasis. What is insulin doing? It is also acting on the hepatocytes, that is the liver cells, as well as the fat cells, okay, and it is going to tell them ki please take glucose. Okay, please take glucose from the blood and change it into glycogen. You getting the point? Okay? It is going to enhance the cellular glucose. It is going to enhance the cellular glucose utilization and uptake. It is going to tell the cells ki chalo cells, please take the glucose, right? Take the glucose from the blood. So as a result, the amount of blood glucose is going to decrease. As a result, there is a rapid movement of glucose from the blood to the hepatocytes as well as adipocytes, resulting in a decreased blood glucose level. This condition is called as hypoglycemic condition. How it is going to do that? How it is going to do that? It is going to help in the conversion of glucose to glycogen. It is going to do this. The opposite was done by glucagon. Right? The opposite was done by glucagon. And this process, bache, it is called as glucogenesis. Glycogenesis. This process is called as what? It is called as glycogenesis. So this way, the blood glucose level is going to decrease. Clear? So we will say Who is maintaining the glucose homeostasis in the blood? Two hormones. One is the insulin and the other is glucagon. Both of them are maintaining the blood glucose homeostasis. Clear, bache? Right? So now we are coming to a condition every one of us has heard about diabetes. Right? Everyone knows ki, this person is having sugar, this person is having sugar, right? Generally we use these terms. Now what is having sugar means? Having sugar means that a person is having a condition called as diabetes mellitus. Now what is happening in diabetes mellitus? Here enough insulin is not produced or insulin is not able to do its job. What is the job of insulin? That insulin is not able to carry the glucose from the blood to the respective cells of the tissue. Right? So in either ways, either if insulin is not present in sufficient amount, right? Or the insulin receptors are not present properly, they are not functioning properly, right? In either case, the blood glucose levels will be high. Right? And if this blood glucose level for a prolonged condition, for a longer period of time, they remain high. Okay, so this prolonged hyperglycemia, Baba, it results to a complete, right? It results to a very complex type of a disorder that is called as diabetes mellitus. Right? So now here what is happening in diabetes mellitus? The average amount of glucose that is present in the blood, that is much higher than what it has to be normally. So as a result, this higher amount of this higher amount of glucose which is present in the blood, it is also, right, lost through the glucose. It is also lost through the urine. So as a result, the patients, they will be having glucose present in their urine. Also, there is a lot of fat metabolism taking place inside the body. There is going to be a lot of breakdown of fat inside the body, due to which there are these harmful substances called as ketone bodies which are formed. Okay, so presence of ketone bodies, right, presence of glucose in the urine gives an indication that yes, the patient probably can be suffering from diabetes mellitus. And in one standard approach here is, if the insulin is not in sufficient amount in the body, then by giving insulin therapy, okay, by giving insulin in the form of injections, right, by giving insulin therapy, the person can be treated. Okay, Baba, this is about diabetes mellitus and this is all about pancreas. I hope pancreas are sorted to all my children. Yes, pancreas are clear to all the children. Please put up a thumbs up, right? Please put up a yes or no on the chat box, Rajesh, so that I know that insulin is clear. Quickly give me an idea. Lovely. Chalo, very good. Now we are coming to the next topic, okay, and that is called as testis. So we are going to start our story about gonads today, right? We are going to start our story on gonads today, right? We are going to talk about testis. Now, what are testis first of all? Okay, what are testis first of all? Testis are, bache, they are the primary sex organs in the case of males. Okay, now first, if someone is asking you what is a primary sex organ? Primary sex organ means a organ, right, which is able to, number one, produce hormones and it is able to produce gametes. So because testis is able to do both these functions, that is the reason we call it as the primary sex organ. So let's see what NCERT is saying over here. Testis is testis performs dual functions as a primary sex organ, right, as well as an endocrine gland. What it is doing? It is forming two things, bache. Number one, it is forming gametes. Okay? Number one, gametes, that is sperm. So gamete formation is one job. Okay, Baba? Gamete formation is one job, that is sperm formation. And number two, hormone release. And number two, hormone production. So it produces hormones also, right? Hormones like androgens. Major hormones like androgens. Okay. And main androgen is testosterone. We'll talk about that also. So the main hormone is testosterone. Main androgen. Okay, beta. I hope this part is clear. Right? Where is testis present? First of all, testis are paired structures. They are present in a scrotal sac. okay, which is present outside the abdomen in the case of males. Now, if I take a section of testis, okay, so now let's understand this thing very clearly, though you will study this thing more in 12th standard, right? But let's understand this thing. Now, what these lines are saying, we'll understand this thing. When you take a section of testis, okay, if you take a section of testis, what are we getting? If we take a section of testis, we'll be able to see that there are these tubes like this, okay? There are these tubes present, okay? These tubes are called as the seminiferous tubules. Okay, what is the name of these tubes? The name of these tubes is seminiferous tubules. Right? Seminiferous tubules are lined by two types of cells. There are two types of cells which line the seminiferous tubules. One are this cuboidal epithelium, okay? And number two are these tall cells called as the Sertoli cells. Okay, so these are the two types of cells. The functioning, Baba, of these cells you will understand more in 12th standard, or if we'll discuss the chapter human reproduction, there you will understand it. Okay, so I'm just putting up the names over here so that at least you know the names of these things. Okay, what is this? These cells are called as the spermatogonia cells, also called as the sperm mother cells. Okay, so they are called as spermatogonia. These are those cells which are going to form the sperms, bache, right? And the second type of cells, these ones are called as the Sertoli cells. What is the job of Sertoli cells? They are going to help in the, right? They are going to help in the nourishment of the developing sperms. Okay, so presently, for our knowledge, presently, these two cells are not required. This is just an information that I am giving you. Now, in the surrounding area, this area you can see which is surrounding the, okay, this area you can see which is surrounding the seminiferous tubules. Right? In the surrounding areas over here, you can see that there are these cells present. Okay, there are these cells present, which are called as, right? There are these cells present, which are called as the Leydig cells. Hana? Leydig cells, or they are called as the interstitial cells, right? They are called as the Leydig cells or the interstitial cells, right? So now see the Leydig cells, all right, or the interstitial cells. They are present in this interstitial area. These are those cells, bache, which are releasing a group of hormones. Okay, they are releasing a collection of hormones, group of hormones, which are called as androgens. So these hormones that I have mentioned over here, okay, they are actually released by these cells called as Leydig cells. They are also called as Leydig cells. They are also called as interstitial cells, right? Out of this group of hormones, androgen is a group of hormones, bache, androgens are group of hormones. Out of these androgens, the main hormone is, all right, their leader of their androgens, the main hormone is testosterone. Okay, so testosterone is the main androgen. They are not two different hormones, remember. Testosterone is the main androgen. Okay, now let's see what all are the functionings of the testosterone. So testosterone, Putter, is doing many functions. Okay, testosterone, we will see it is doing many functions, right? So let's see what all are the functions of the testosterone. Number one, most important function is androgens or testosterone. They regulate the development, maturation and functionings of the male accessory sex organs like epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, okay, right, and prostate gland, urethra, etc. So this is function number 1, right? What is this? This is function number 1. What is function number 1? Function number 1 is that they are going to regulate the development. That means there are different secondary sexual organs. Okay, in the male reproductive system, apart from testes, there are other reproductive organs also, which are called as the accessory sexual reproductive organs, or they are called as secondary sexual organs, right? Like epididymis, like vas deferens. You'll study about the structure, Baba, in 12th standard in detail. Okay? Abhi ke liye just remember the names. So, number 1, the development, their regulation, their maturation, their functioning, that is dependent on these hormones. Clear? So this we can say generally the development of the secondary sexual organs is under the control of androgens. Number 1. Number 2 function. Okay, so now see, let's come to the number 2 function. All right. Number 2 function is these hormones stimulate the secondary sexual characters of the male. Okay, the male-like characters that are also regulated by them. So secondary sexual characters, what are these? Like muscular growth, growth of facial and axillary hair, aggressive behavior of males, right? Low pitch voice, right? All of these characters, right? All these characters are regulated by them. All the secondary sexual characters are regulated by them. See. Clear, bacha? Okay. So this is function number 2. ठीक है जी? This is function number 2. Right? Now, third. Okay. Third functioning. Third is the major stimulatory role in the process of spermatogenesis. Right? So they help in the stimulation of spermatogenesis also. Ki chalo ji, what is spermatogenesis? The formation of sperms. So in the formation of sperms also they help better. In the process of spermatogenesis also they help. So this is function number 3. These all are the function of androgens only we are discussing. Okay? Then androgens, what they are doing, they act on the central nervous system of the body and they influence the male sexual behavior, that is libido. Okay? So the male sexual behavior, that is libido, that is also under the control of androgens. Correct? Then fifth function, see, these hormones are anabolic. Anabolic means they are constructive hormones. So they help in the protein metabolism of the body, carbohydrate metabolism of the body. Okay. So all these metabolic activities are done by these hormones. Answer is point number 5. You getting the point, bache? So all these 5 points, okay, all these 5 points, all these 5 functions are controlled by androgens in general. I hope this part is clear. I am marking all this thing directly in your NCERT only so that all my children can understand it clearly. Okay? I am marking everything directly on NCERT only so that you are able to understand it completely. Okay, putro? Sorted? Everyone? Can I move ahead? Yes. Can I come to the next session? Right? Can I come to the, next gland? The next gland is ovaries. Okay. The next glands are what? Ovaries. So, testes are the secondary sexual organs. Right? Testes are the secondary sexual organs in the case of, they are the primary sex organs in the case of males. Right? And what about ovaries? Ovaries are the primary sex organs of females. Okay? So again, let's understand ovaries, what ovaries are saying. Let's understand the story of ovaries. So females have a pair of ovaries, bache. Where is it located? It is located in the abdomen area only. Okay? Then ovary is the primary female sex organ. And what is the primary female sex organ going to do? What is the primary sex organ going to do? 2 things. Number 1, it is going to produce the egg, right? Which at your level you can also say ovum. Okay, so number 1 function is it produces 1 ovum during each menstrual cycle. Okay, so this is function number 1. And number 2, in addition to this, what is the ovary doing? The ovaries are also producing hormones, right? Which hormones? 2 groups of hormones. 2 major groups of steroid hormones called as estrogen and progesterone. Clear? Estrogen and progesterone. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Yes. Now, if you talk about the structure of the ovary, I'm just giving a basic idea. Let's say this is the ovary, beta. Right? You will study more in detail in 12th standard. Okay? In the human reproduction chapter, we'll understand it in more detail. If you want to study the ovary structure, you will see that the ovary is made up of this type of a shape. Okay? And then there is this cuboidal epithelium present, which is also called as the germinal epithelium, like this. Okay, epithelium is present, aise karke, which is lining. Right? Now, the outer part of the ovary is called as the cortex and the inner part is called as the medulla.
Okay, so let's say I'm writing the medulla over here. This is the inner part that is called as the medulla and the outer region is called as the cortex. Okay, Baba? Okay? Now see, this area, entire part of the ovary which is present, the cortex as well as medulla, both the parts, we say that this is the stroma. Okay, this is the stroma of the ovary. That means cortex as well as medulla, the entire part is called as the stroma. And what is present in the outer side, okay, in the outer part, what is present of the ovary, there are these developing structures, these follicles are present. What are follicles? You can understand that these are structures where the egg is developing. Okay, so these follicles are structures where the egg is developing, right? So in the ovary, there is what is present? The ovarian follicles. These are called as the ovarian follicles. Right now at your level, just remember that what are follicles? Follicles are those structures inside which the egg is developing. Bas. Abhi just understand only this much. ठीक है जी, clear? And it is these follicle cells only which are actually releasing, okay, it is this follicles only बच्चे which are actually releasing the hormone called as estrogen. Okay, it is this follicles only which are releasing the hormone that is called as estrogen. So see what they have written, estrogen is synthesized and secreted. Synthesized means formed and secreted means released mainly by the growing ovarian follicles. Okay, the growing follicles are going to release out estrogen. What is estrogen going to do? Same job that testosterone is doing in the case of males, same function, right? Estrogen is doing in the case of females. Like number one, development of the secondary sexual organs. Okay, so what is estrogen doing? Estrogen produces wide-ranging actions such as stimulation of the growth and activities of the female secondary sex organs, number one. Second, the female secondary sexual characters, that is female-like characters. Okay, so the appearance of female secondary sex characters like high pitch of voice, okay, that is also under the control of estrogen. Third, the development of the growing ovarian follicles. Okay, the follicular development also is under the control of estrogen. And fourth, the mammary gland development is also under the estrogen. So we will say, and fifth, estrogen also regulates the female sexual behavior. So all the functions, same 5 functions that testosterone was doing in the case of males, almost the same type of functions estrogen is also doing in the case of females. Okay, so testosterone's right functioning is done by estrogen in the case of females. Clear, bachche? I hope this hormone is clear, estrogen is clear. Right? Now, after estrogen, right, there is after estrogen or apart from estrogen, there is one more hormone which is released. All right, so let me just write it over here. There is one more hormone released that is called as progesterone. Who releases out progesterone? Once the egg is formed. Okay, once the egg is formed, once the egg is released out from the ovaries, now these follicular cells, they develop into a structure. That structure is called as corpus luteum. Okay, they develop into a structure. This structure is called as corpus luteum. How this whole thing is happening, na Baba? This we will understand in your chapter called as human reproduction. Okay, so now at your level, you just have to understand that after the ovulation, the ruptured follicles is converted in a structure called as corpus luteum, and it is corpus luteum which is mainly releasing a hormone called as progesterone. Progesterone is also called as pregnancy hormone. Progesterone is the one which is actually going to support the pregnancy. Okay, so what is progesterone doing? Progesterone supports pregnancy. Progesterone also acts on the mammary glands. It is also acting on the mammary glands. It is telling the mammary glands ki chalo chalo start the formation. Okay, please develop the alveoli. What are alveoli? Alveoli are the sac-like structures where the milk is actually right formed and stored. Okay, so milk secretion, right, stimulation of milk secretion, formation of alveoli, little role progesterone also has. Major milk formation is done by prolactin hormone. But yes, during the pregnancy, the development of the mammary glands, okay, development of the alveoli, little preparation of the mammary glands for the next functioning of lactation, that is done by progesterone. So progesterone is also called as बच्चे the pregnancy hormone. ठीक है जी? Right? I hope this part is clear to everyone. Yes. So this is the function of ovaries as well as testes. Okay. These are the two gonads, ovaries and testes that are present. I hope this functioning is clear to all my children. Ovaries and testes is clear to all the children. Lovely. Yes, put up a thumbs up. In case you are having some query, please let me know. Bache, in case you are having some query, please let me know. Quickly. And give me some thumbs up also, no? How will I know that you are able to understand or not? How will I know that? Yes? Chalo, lovely. Now, we are left with another group. Okay, now we are left with the hormones of heart, kidney and gastrointestinal tract. So this is also very interesting, right? Little part of this we've already studied, okay, little part of this we've already understood. So let's come to this directly. Now we know that the endocrine glands and the hormones, okay, we've almost studied that. But apart from this, the hormones are also secreted by some tissues which are not endocrine glands. So it is not necessary that hormones are released only by the endocrine glands, bache. It is not necessary. There are some tissues, there are some parts which also release the hormones, right? For example, so let's talk about heart first. For example, the atrial wall, okay? You know that the heart is having two atria, two ventricles. So the wall of the atria, right? The atrial wall of our heart, it secretes a very important hormone, protein hormone, peptide hormone called as ANF. Atrial natriuretic factor, also called as ANF. Now, what is ANF going to do? ANF, it, right, acts as a vasodilator. Okay, what is the function of ANF? ANF acts as a vasodilator. What is it going to do? It is going to dilate the blood vessels. It is going to dilate the blood vessels. It is going to increase the lumen of the blood vessels. When it is going to increase the lumen of the blood vessel, what will happen? As a result of this, the blood pressure, if the blood pressure is high in the body, right, the blood pressure is going to decrease down. Okay, what will happen to the blood pressure? The blood pressure is going to decrease down. So this is the job of ANF. So whenever due to RAS mechanism, remember under kidneys, we've studied that there is a mechanism called as RAS mechanism to increase the blood flow, to increase the blood BP, okay, right? To increase the blood pressure. So when the blood pressure of the body is increased at a higher amount because of RAS mechanism, ANF is going to be secreted. It causes the dilation of the blood vessels because it is a vasodilator, and as a result, this reduces the blood pressure. Okay, so this is how it is going to reduce the blood pressure. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Right? Chalo. Now, next. Second hormone. So this was the hormone of the heart. Now, we are going to talk about the hormone of the kidneys. You remember there are these cells in the kidneys, okay, the cells in the afferent arteriole, some of the cells of afferent arteriole, they are called as the JG cells, also called as juxtaglomerular cells. These cells, they also, so JG cells of the kidney, they also release a peptide hormone that is called as erythropoietin. Okay? They release a protein hormone called as erythropoietin. What is erythropoietin going to do? Erythropoietin is going to stimulate the process of erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis means formation of RBCs, right? So, RBC formation is stimulated by this hormone released by the kidney called as erythropoietin. So, this is another function of kidney, right? Only this much, only 2 lines, that's it, right? Hormone released, number 1 from JG cells, protein hormone, hormone's name is erythropoietin. What is the function? It is going to stimulate the formation of RBCs called as erythropoiesis. Bas. Clear? And now we are coming to the hormones of the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract, also called as the GIT, right? There are, in different areas, there are different hormones that are released. We are going to talk about the 4 main protein hormones, 4 main peptide hormones in the gastrointestinal tract. So there are different parts of the gastrointestinal tract, that is of the digestive system. There are these endocrine cells present, and they are releasing 4 major peptide hormones. What are the name of the 4 major peptide hormones? Gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide. Okay, I'll mark all of these hormones with different colors so that you know, right? So first hormone is gastrin. What is gastrin doing? First hormone is gastrin, right? Number 1 hormone is gastrin. What is gastrin doing? Gastrin, as the name says, gastrin is going to act on the gastric glands. Gastric glands means the glands of the stomach. Okay, it is going to act on the gastric glands, and it is going to tell the stomach glands ki chalo, please secrete the secretions of the stomach, right? What are the secretions of the stomach? Number 1, HCl, and number 2, pepsinogen. Okay, so it is going to cause the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. So as a result of gastrin, the gastric secretions will be released and the digestion of food inside the stomach will start. Clear, bachche? Right? The digestion of food in the stomach is going to start. The stomach motility, right, and stomach digestion and all is going to start. Okay, now when this work is done, we need the food to go to the small intestine, right? The food will go to the small intestine, and we need the stomach to stop now. Okay, we need the stomach to stop doing its function now. Ki chalo ji, stop, your job is done. So who's going to stop this functioning of the stomach? There is another hormone. Okay, so there is another hormone called as GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide. Again a peptide hormone. What is GIP doing? So gastric inhibitory peptide is going to inhibit the gastric secretions. It is going to tell the stomach ki stop, right? Your job is done, finished, your work is done. So it is going to inhibit the gastric secretions and the motility. It is going to tell the stomach, okay, stop, your job is done now. The food is going to the small intestine, it is going to the duodenum. So now you stop your job. Okay, so GIP is going to stop that thing. I hope this part is clear, right? 2 hormones playing antagonistic to each other. Gastrin is going to cause the secretions of the stomach, correct? That is HCl as well as pepsinogen. And GIP is going to inhibit that. GIP is going to say after the job is done, GIP will say ki bas gastric glands, stop your job now. Your job is done. Okay, now the food is gone to the small intestine. Now when the food is coming to the small intestine, here also we need some hormone, okay, so that the secretions of the, all right, let's put up orange, right? So the next hormone is secretin. Okay, wait, this is very similar. Let me put up pink. Okay, so the next hormone is secretin. What is secretin doing? Secretin acts on the exocrine pancreas. Exocrine, why? Because now we need digestive secretions. Okay, so it is going to act on the glands of pancreas, digestive glands of pancreas, and it is going to stimulate the secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. Okay, it is going to tell ki chalo, release water first, release bicarbonate ions first. Why bicarbonate ions and water? Because the food that is coming from the stomach, it is acidic in nature. Okay, so for the enzymes to function, to actual enzymes of the pancreas to function, right, we need to make the food, at least neutralize it or make it alkaline. Right, first neutralize it and then take it towards alkalinity. So for this, water and bicarbonate ion is poured first by secretin hormone. Secretin also is the first hormone to be discovered, bachche. Okay, it is the first hormone to be discovered. Okay, so what it is going to do? Secretin is going to release the water and bicarbonate ions into the duodenum first, so that the food becomes, the food, acidic food which is coming from the stomach, okay, it becomes all what? It becomes all alkaline. Okay, it gets neutralized and becomes alkaline. Now, that job is done. Okay, now comes the fourth hormone. What is the fourth hormone? Right? So, all processes, see, everything is linked, Rajay, right? Now comes the fourth hormone. What is the name of the fourth hormone? Cholecystokinin, CCK, right? In fact, the complete name of cholecystokinin is CCKPZ. Cholecystokinin pancreozymin, CCKPZ. Cholecystokinin and pancreozymin. Cholecystokinin is going to act on the chole means gallbladder. Okay, it is going to act where? See, it is going to act on the, right? So the complete name of CCK is actually CCKPZ, as I told you. So it is going to act, this part is going to act on the gallbladder, and PZ part of the hormone is going to act on the pancreas. Okay, so CCK is going to act on both pancreas and the gallbladder, and it is going to stimulate the secretion of the pancreatic enzymes as well as the bile juice respectively. It is going to tell the gallbladder ki chalo release your bile juice that you've been storing and concentrating. Okay, it is going to tell the pancreas, chalo release your pancreatic enzymes, right? The food is there in the duodenum, it is all neutralized, it is all ready, it is all alkaline. So now you release your hormones so that the digestion can be done. Clear? So under the digestive system, there are these 4 hormones, right? Again, for your revision, number 1, gastrin hormone. What is gastrin doing? It is going to act on the gastric glands, and it is going to cause the release of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen, right? Antagonistic to this only, right? Opposite to this only, there is another hormone called as gastric inhibitory peptide. This is going to stop the job. It is going to stop the job of the gastric glands. It is going to tell ki, chalo finish it, stop it, right? We don't require you, the job is done now. So it is going to, what is gastric inhibitory peptide going to do? It is going to inhibit the gastric secretion and motility. Third, the name of the hormone is secretin. Okay? Third is secretin. What is secretin doing? Secretin is going to act on the exocrine part of the pancreas, right? It is going to tell the pancreas, please release water and bicarbonate ion. The food is coming from the stomach. Okay, we need to neutralize it first and then make it towards the alkaline medium. Then only the enzymes will be able to function. So this is done by secretin. And fourth, CCKPZ. CCK part is going to act on gallbladder for release of bile juice. PZ part is going to act on the pancreas for the release of pancreatic enzymes. Simple, right? So these were the hormones of heart, kidney, as well as the gastrointestinal tract. Now, apart from this, several non-endocrine tissues, they also release hormones called as growth factors. Okay, so different regions in the body, they release certain hormones called as growth factors. And what are these growth factors going to do, bache? They are essential for the normal growth of the body and the repair and regeneration. So for normal repair, regeneration, growth of our body cells, there are these important, right, proteinaceous factors, proteinaceous hormones, you can say, that are released called as growth factors. Clear, bache? Right? So these are all about the hormones of the heart, kidney and gastrointestinal tract. I hope this part is completely sorted to everyone, right? Now, in the next class, we are left with little more part of this chapter, bacha, right? So in the next class, we'll meet tomorrow again. And in tomorrow's session, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with, okay, I'm going to start with the mechanism of hormone action, and I'm going to explain you the chemical nature of hormones. So 2 topics we'll do, and then we'll do lots of question practice also for this chapter. Clear? Right? So lot of question practice as well as the ending of this chapter. Okay, bacha. So please revise, the ones who have not seen the previous 2 sessions of this chapter, right? Please see them, all right? And see this session, and we'll be able to finish the chapter in the next class. All right? I hope all sorted. Lovely. Chalo. We'll see you guys. We'll see you in the next session. Please take care. Revise from your NCERT nicely. And if you have not registered right now, right, on the MVSAT, please register. Okay, it is a test series which is going to help you in your complete preparation. So if you've still not registered, please register, bache. The links, the information is given in the comment boxes. Okay, right? Chalo.
Take care. We'll see you in the next class. All right. God bless you, bachcho. God bless you. We'll see you in the next class. Bye bye.